Talk to him.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Whether the winters were left in the cold.
Yeah, it's the #1 daytime live show on all of YouTube. It's the Classic Codes. You know I got to come to the ring.
Fighting out of the southpaw stance. Standing at 6'2", 190 pounds. I give you, boy, I'm made different. I work too hard. Ain't no way I ain't getting paid different. This from the dirt, this from the mud. You ain't slave with me. This was strictly for my homies that was brave with me. You can't come in with me now if you ain't came with me.
Yeah.
I seen a couple people try and it ain't in print. I only keep the people around that stood on 10 with me. And if they start to stand on 9, that's where it end with me. It can end quickly. In the way I level up, I make them spin differently. I should start a foundation. They be make-a-wishing me. I got these hoes in the fringe. They can't seem to get to me, babe. I done mastered discipline. It take more than booty cheeks. Need a little more conversation, cause I still be trying to see. I be listening with my eyes. Yeah, I still be trying to see. I be moving like the prize. You can't find another me.
Yeah. All right. Yo, it's Classic with the Classic Codes, man. And we back. We got another great live show today. I'm super excited about this one, man, because I've seen a lot of reels from this woman. I've seen a lot of clips from this woman. I've seen a lot of different content creators sitting down with her. I've seen a lot, right? But I've never really taken the time to dive into a full piece of content of hers or watch like a complete panel or podcast or whatever with her in it. I haven't, right? Still to this day. And I'm going to give y'all an authentic reaction today. I actually found 2 good segments out of her Paul Pierce sit down on the Truth After Dark. Shout out to Paul and Azar. So we're going to dive into those 2 clips. One is going to be our reaction video, and then the other clip I'm going to play, and then we're going to actually use that for part of the question of the day. So we're going to take a deep dive into Sarah, and I don't know how to pronounce her last name yet, so hopefully she says it. I'm not going to give that a go, but we're going to dive into Sarah's content today and her takes and her opinions. I don't fully know what she's all about, but from the things I've seen, I'm interested. You know what I mean? I'm interested to know and to see, you know, where we agree and disagree on things and where we see how we see things. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm excited for this one, and we're gonna get straight into it, man, without wasting too much time. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you comment as we go along, whether you agree or disagree, so we can have a conversation, because we got to crack these codes, man, for sure. And let's slide over to the Truth After Dark and get it popping.
But I will say this, and I say this all the time. I feel like for a person to ask for something that they're not qualified for is crazy. Ooh. Right? And so I always say, in order to see what you believe you deserve and try to be as real with yourself as possible, maybe ask a stranger. I feel like there are 6 pillars to true happiness, true self-love, true self-worth. And that is physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, and energetically. So what I want people to do, if you're listening to this, is make a bar graph. You know, make a bar graph of all 6 of those things separately. And on a scale of 1 to 10, rank yourself. You cannot use a 7. And then add all of those numbers up, divided by 6. That's your average. So now, to be clear, if you ain't been to the gym in a year or 6 months, you are not an 8. Okay, don't give yourself a 6. If you don't eat right, and you don't go to the gym, don't give yourself no 6. If you know you haven't talked to God in 10 years, don't give yourself an 8 or even a 6. If you know, that you go off when somebody cuts you off in traffic, you go off on Miss Susie at the work office. If you know you have no emotional regulation emotionally, do not give yourself a 6. So when you look at your numbers, you add them up, you divide it by 6 to get your average. If you're a 4 or a 5, stop asking for a 10.
Ooh. That is a bar.
All right, hold on. I want to do this test.
Okay.
I'm gonna give myself the rank.
Come on.
Okay.
All right, y'all. Before they get into that, I wanna digest that one more time. She speaks rather quickly. So normally we do the videos on 1.25. We're gonna put this joint back on normal, okay? Because I think her regular pace might be a 1.25. I'm not gonna cap. We're gonna go back and we'll do a little bit of pause in this time to take in these 6 pillars, and then we'll dive in further with the conversation. But I like the energy so far, and I like where she at with it. Let's go.
But I will say this, and I say this all the time. I feel like for a person to ask for something that they're not qualified for is crazy.
Ooh.
Right? And so I always say, in order to see what you believe you deserve and try to be as real with yourself as possible, maybe ask a stranger. I feel like there are 6 pillars to true happiness, true self-love, true self-worth. And that is physically,
mentally, that's 2.
emotionally, spiritually.
Emotionally, spiritually, that's 4. Physically, mentally. Hold on, let me go like this then. Let's do it like this. Hold on. Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Let's go.
Financially and energetically.
Okay.
So what I want people to do, if you're listening
I
to
need to
this,
write
is
that down.
make a bar graph. Make a bar graph of all 6 of those things separately, and on a scale of 1 to 10, rank yourself. You cannot use a 7, and then add all of those numbers up, divide it by 6. That's your average. So now, to be clear, if you ain't been to the gym in a year or 6 months, you are not an 8. Okay, don't give yourself a 6.
Yeah.
If you don't eat right and you don't go to the gym, don't.
I feel it. She's saying keep it real with yourself. So I just kind of like the checkup I do with the homies. We do physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally on a 1 to 5, and we tell them, we rate ourselves, and we find the average, and then have a discussion about, what we doing to get ourselves in a better place if we need improvement. Sometimes we super up, sometimes it's somewhere mid, sometimes it's low, but that's the homie check-in. So this remind me of that, but in a different structure. So I like this. I'm gonna play the game though. I'm finna rate myself, chat. I'm gonna reveal my numbers at the end. Let's go.
Don't give yourself no 6. If you know you haven't talked to God in 10 years, don't give yourself an 8 or even a 6. If you know, that you go off when somebody cuts you off in traffic, you go off on Miss Susie at the work office. If you know you have no emotional regulation emotionally, do not give yourself a 6. So when you look at your numbers, you add them up, you divide it by 6 to get your average. If you're a 4 or a 5, stop asking for a 10.
Ooh. That is a bar.
All right, hold on. I want to do this test.
Okay.
I'm gonna give myself the rank.
Come on, let's
Okay,
go.
physical. Start with physical.
Physical, all right. I'll say like physical. I'm gonna say,
Can't use 7.
7.
Can't use 7.
Can't use 7.
All right, 8.
Okay.
Okay.
We got 8. Look, I'm gonna pull my
Spiritual.
calculator out.
Look, okay,
So
spiritual.
spiritual.
Before Paul get to his whole thing, I want to say this. I do like her scale. I like how she's saying to be realistic. You know what I'm saying? To go to look at yourself and evaluate yourself realistically. I feel like I've had similar rhetoric in the past where I would, a lot of my content is centers around that, right? Be realistic so you can get the results that you're looking for type energy, right? So what I'm saying is I like her approach to it where it's like, hey, be mindful when you're doing this for it to be productive and to be constructive. You do need to have, you need to snap into reality to achieve this. And then I also like the concept of not using 7 because 7 is a very safe number. So if you take the safety out of it, just like, Kevin Samuels, I feel like introduced that concept, but when you take the safety out of it, it forces people to make a decision. Am I truly on the side of like good to great? Or am I kind of average to lower? You know what I'm saying? It makes you pick. And so I like that. 7 is the number that people go to when they don't want to make that decision. So I'm fucking with her so far. Let's go.
I'm gonna say 8.
Okay.
I prayed this morning. I prayed last night.
Energetically?
Yeah, energy. Mhm.
Energy?
9.
Okay. Come on,
Mentality? Is that one of them?
Yeah.
Okay, mentality.
10.
Oh,
You
I ain't mad at that.
Okay.
10? Mentality?
emotion is which
We got emotionally, physically,
So emotionally
spiritually.
is something different. Like
yeah, now emotionally
I don't know how to
range
range-
yourself.
range. I don't know how to range emotion.
Now,
like,
how
'cause
emotionally mature are you?
How emotionally aware and regulated are you?
Yeah.
How emotionally vulnerable are you? How emotionally open are you?
And if you give yourself a 10, you're
5.
lying. Okay.
Okay.
I
that's
can
fair.
go with that.
That's honest. I
Yeah.
can appreciate that.
5.
And then
spiritually.
no, we did spiritually.
that.
We did emotionally, physically,
Physically,
spiritually.
energy-
Financially.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Shit, I'm not no billionaire, but I can do what I want.
Well, the top 1% of America is $437,000
Year.
a year.
Oh.
Yeah. So if you're in the top,
He's 10. Give him a 10. Give him a 10 easily there.
look, I'm just saying, okay,
Yeah.
so 10, this equals 50 divided by 6 equals 8.3.
Okay.
You are an 8, you are more than welcome to have 8. But to be honest, what's funny is because you are a 10 financially, there are so many women that if that's all you had, they think that's enough.
Oh, and he's 6+ feet.
Right.
And you're 10, and he's a celebrity.
Dang.
So, hey, you could have it all.
Yeah, that's the crazy part, right? So she's given 6 pillars of self-love, right? And then with these 6 pillars, it's crazy because when you look at the nuances of it, she just pointed out an interesting point is that if you're a 10 financially, you can leave the other 5 boxes unchecked, and there's a populace of women where that's enough. And you know, I don't know if that's good or bad, but in my opinion, my personal opinion, I think it's unfortunate for sure. Interesting that she pointed that out, though. She's very intelligent. I would like to sit down and speak with her on my platform one day when I, finish leveling up. Right now, foot on the gas. Let's go.
Is it hard dating for you?
Yeah.
Okay. I figured so.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine that. So,
This is the longest I've been like this.
What's this? I need clarity.
she's like, well, like this, what?
That I've been in a single state of mind.
Like you're a relationship guy.
Yeah, I'm total.
Are you a faithful relationship guy?
That's not a fair question.
Why?
Because like the thing about like faithfulness go 2 ways, and then faithfulness is like what you make it.
Well, I want to get your
Like,
opinion.
no, but look.
Okay,
This is
go
the
ahead.
thing. No, this is the thing. Let me finish though.
Okay, go ahead.
Like I've done some things that's you shouldn't do in a relationship.
Okay.
But it wasn't just out of like lust.
Okay.
It was out of lack of what I wasn't getting in a relationship.
You felt
too.
neglect.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so it was like, and it was talked about.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like,
Meaning you were expressing you were lacking these things.
sure.
Okay.
but I feel like, and like, cause I've been in a 14, I've been in a 9, and I've been in a 3. So like, I pre having long relationships. It ain't like when I'm in it, I'm in it.
Yeah.
But it's just like stuff be happening. And I really think like sometimes the kids kind of like.
Come on, P. What do you say, P? Stuff be happening. Come on, P. Stuff be happening, P. Come on, P. 14 years a long time, especially if that 14 was during while you was in the league. And then it's like, why y'all even call it cheating? Like, ladies, you dating an NBA player, you dating an NFL player. Why they prime in the NFL, prime in the NBA, prime in the MLB? It's not even cheating. You know what you signing up for. That shit ain't cheating. You know what you signing up for. You either the type that want him to talk to you about it, or you want him to keep you in the dark about it. But you know what you signing up for sure. Let's go.
It put a like, cause you don't prepare for kids. You know what I'm saying? Because you like the relationship how it is when you in it. Mm-hmm. Like what you fell in love with. And then kids come, the something else get in way of that love because the love spread now to the kid. Mm-hmm. So now instead of getting 100% of love, you getting like 50% of it now.
Yeah.
Oh,
and then another kid come, now you might be getting 20% of it. When you was like, damn, I was the guy.
Yeah.
And so now I gotta compensate and deal with other, and it's not wrong because other love came into the world, but then it messes up your mental. Like, damn, this is why I fell in love with 100, but now I went from the 100 to the 50 to the 20.
Damn.
It's like, damn, I'm over here like, damn, that. Ships. A lot of times men will tell you that like kids like kind of like put a wedge in between things because the things you was getting before that, you ain't getting that. Now you ain't coming home to no sex. You ain't coming home to no meal. You ain't coming home, I'm tired. Like you know, and you gotta, as a man, you gotta mentally, it ain't no book on this.
Yeah,
because I didn't see that coming. I just thought like a family would grow us closer, you know, and it's just, you gotta wrap your mind around this is gonna be what it is, but there's no book telling you. There's no movie telling me this. And so it's just like, damn, you get, and then think about this, being a sports player or celebrity or whatever you do, you get all this attention from so many other outlets. And it's like, you ain't getting attention where you want to get it from. It's just like, damn, like I'm getting attention over here. This sound good. This look good. This little shiny thing over here, this is attractive. And it's giving me the attention.
But that goes into what you said, because I heard you say before you feel like weak people cheat.
Yep. I think cheating is weak.
Can you expand on that?
So tell me, how would you deal with that?
Well, I think it's easier when you're.
Before this conversation progresses, I appreciate Paul Pierce finding a gentleman's way to express, you know, infidelity without using all the blunt terms and stuff like that, and kind of speaking more to the emotional side of it and the voids that, you know, you find that you need to fill over the course of long-term relationships throughout like growing pains and, you know, spats and things like that. I appreciate his honesty about it. And I appreciate the women sitting silently and giving him the floor to express it all completely without, you know, interruption and stuff like that. I'm interested to see where this conversation continues to go. This is good. This is good content here. Let's roll.
You're a man with resources, because I honestly feel like most times, especially when women become mothers, and also let me just say thank you for your transparency, because I know for a fact that there are so many men that feel the same exact way as you, where you lose your wife or your girl as soon as they have children. Why? Because they become a whole different person, but they have to. So the old version of them is no longer the version that you'll ever know again, because that person died in pregnancy or in childbirth, right? They're a whole new, they've been born into something all new along with the children. But how do you get through that? Most women are tired because they don't have any help. A lot of the times, you know, people say that I'm pro-man inside of what I say, but I'm just pro-logic. And the truth is, there are a lot of women that are emotionally exhausted because I don't think men take into account the level of emotional labor that goes into running a household. Like, especially a feminine.
All right, we finna have our first disagreement here. I'm gonna let her finish. I am, but before she finishes, because this is my reaction video, I want to just prep before she even gets into it in detail. I just want to start by saying I don't understand the difference between women today and women back then in regards to the impact of pregnancy. I'm expressing I do not understand the difference between women today and women back in the day with regards to the impact of pregnancy. The reason why I'm expressing my ignorance on the difference is because of this. Hear me out before before the women that are watching explode. Hear me out. Because like back in the day, and we can put a timestamp on it, but back in the times where big families were, you know, common, like it was nothing for somebody to have 5 siblings, 8 siblings, 10 siblings, right? Like one woman giving birth to 10, 11 babies in a lifetime, 12 babies in a lifetime, like literally producing a litter of humans in a lifetime. Like we just didn't like in a lot. And here I also know that women lost children a lot more, you know, I guess due to technology or lack thereof technology back in those days too. But they would still have, you know, 10 successfully, 12 successfully, 13 successfully, you know, 16 or 17 pregnancies total or whatever the case may be. But it's like nowadays, you'll see like a woman have like 1 child and they'll be like, yeah, I had, or like 2 children. And they'd be like, yeah, since then, like, I've been emotionally unregulated, hormonally unregulated, this unregulated, that unregulated. It's like, damn, like what changed? I wonder, is it nutrition? Like these are questions, right? Like I'm not taking a position. I'm asking like what is the difference between women now and the way pregnancy impacts women now, even though women now have less children per woman than they did once upon a time, even though we had less technology. Is it the food? Like, is it that we're less internally healthy in general these days? Like, because even with the postpartum thing, like I knew my grandmothers and stuff, and all of them had, 4 kids or more. You know what I'm saying? And they wasn't like emotionally retarded or nothing like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Due to like postpartum and shit like that. They was cool. They was chill. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just asking, like, maybe jump in the comments if some women see this and throw out some information for me to have a greater understanding on that, because I really would like to grasp an understanding of that, because I see women like it'll be a woman with one child and be like, yeah, having a child just like disrupted my whole body forever. And it's just like, damn, like Big Mama really had like 15 kids. She was cool. So I'm just trying to figure out the difference. Let's go.
Women, because we are so intuitively paying attention to the details and the gaps in the household that we're constantly seeking what is the need that you have. Well, if we're seeking your needs and now we're seeking the children's needs, and I forget all about my needs, and oh my God, this person has to eat. Hey, these bills over here have to get paid. Oh my God, the house is a mess. Oh, I have this party coming up. Oh my God, I'm still working. If they're even still working, there are so many different things that are put onto a plate where it's just straight overwhelm, right? And so I think that for a couple, number one, you have to understand that your relationship will never look the same. But this is why I believe, and I'm not a mother yet, but when or if that is the decision or the road that we choose to go down, then the truth is I need help. I need all hands on deck. I need a nanny. I need a night nurse. I need help. And it's not to say that they're going to raise my children, but I know women in my family.
Man, flag on the play, man. Flag on the play. Red flag on the play. Red flag on the play. I think I'm drawing the conclusion here that it's not just, it's as a society as a whole, we have just become weaker people than the folks of yesteryear. Like, we are just a weaker batch of motherfuckers in general. Because just like having 13 kids was normal, or 10 kids or 7 kids was normal, you know what I'm saying? Or 15 pregnancies, 8 kids was normal at a point in time. You know what I'm saying? You had to also raise them kids. And the oldest kids had to help raise the youngest kids. And so on and so forth. And everybody had to help with the land. And like, being alive, everybody, requires like work every day. I don't care if you a stay-at-home mama. I don't care if you want to live off your land and tend to your crops. I don't care. Like, being alive entails work every day. This whole thing of I want to get to a place in my life where I can wake up and do what I want and not have necessarily have any real responsibility. I'm just living through Pleasantville and I can kick back and like, what the fuck is going on? Is everybody's like ultimate desire to be purposeless? Like, you don't need no nanny. You don't need no hands on deck. God gave you everything that you need to be a mother to a child, should you ever produce a child, Miss Sarah. This is my first time reacting to any of her content. And I'm with her when I'm with her, and I'm not when I'm not. So this is, God gave one woman everything she needs as a single woman to handle taking care of the kids that she is able to produce. Naturally. You don't need no nanny. You don't need no, yes. Does it take a village? Yes. That is supposed to be your family system, your infrastructure. So whatever y'all got between the two of y'all, the man and the woman, whether he still got his parents or you still got your parents, God willing, both y'all still got y'all parents. That's 2 sets of grandparents. You got siblings, right? Aunts and uncles. You got the appointed godparents. Like, yeah, you got your village. But aside from that, like, this concept, like, she talking about she need a whole fire squad to take care of a baby, should she ever have one. Flag on the play, shorty. Flag on the play. See, I'll be listening, because I'll be listening to her, and I listen to a lot of her clips, and sometimes I agree, and sometimes I'm like, and then this woman, as far as I know, she's single. She's definitely unmarried, but as far as I know, she's single. So it just be like, I believe when women are single, if you listen to them talk, just listen to them talk for long enough, they will explain to you why they're single. And I'm kind of hearing it here. Because what you talking about, that she just said that she feel like cheating is weak. I feel like a woman feeling like a nanny is a requirement to raise the children that God allowed you to carry and produce is weak. Being able to afford a nanny and deciding to get one, nothing wrong with that. Feeling like it's a necessity is weak. Because Big Mama had a garden out back, 10 babies, 4 of them gray, a job, part-time. You feel me? God babies. Became a great grandmama while she was still alive. It was getting shit done. I think as a society as a whole, we just weaker people. We just weaker. We are a weaker. You take 1,000 men from today against 1,000 men from the 80s in bare fist combat. We taking an L. We getting our ass beat. You take 1,000 mothers from the 80s against 1,000 mothers from today. They don't stand a chance. Mothers in the 80s, it was nothing. Job, going 50-50 on them. I'm talking about realistic shit. This before the internet. This was, we ain't even had dial up yet. Y'all don't know nothing about that. Yeah. Mama had a job, paid bills, cleaned the house, did everybody laundry, made sure the kids was fed, cooked 3-4 nights a week, ate leftovers couple nights a week, and it was regular protocol. Getting shit done. And then wasn't complaining about having to be responsible. Oh God. Yeah. Or bragging about taking care of responsibilities, bragging about the shit. I pay the bill, I pay my bills, I clean my house, I take care of my kids. What the fuck? What you supposed to do? Fuck? What you want? You want a cookie? Like, no, G, flag on the play. Let's go.
That are like breaking down because they couldn't even take a bath because they couldn't leave their children, right? I know women that are eating the leftover snacks from their kids' lunch, like the crusts from the sandwiches, because they didn't have time to cook anything for themselves because all they're doing is taking care of a child.
That's poor time management. Let's go back into all this stuff that she said is so hard. Let's break all this shit down that she said is just so hard. No. We're not letting her get off with this one. No, Miss Sarah. Can't do it. I can't do it, Miss Sarah. Let's go.
Seeking what is the need that you have. Well, if we're seeking your needs and now we're seeking the children's needs and I forget all about my needs and oh my God, this person has to eat. Hey, these bills over here have to get paid. Oh my God, the house is a mess. Oh, I have this party coming up. Oh my God, I'm still working if they're even still.
So the basic list of responsibilities of being an adult human being is just so the shit she like this. The basic responsibilities of being an adult human being is just so over fucking whelming. That's what I mean. As a society, we have just become a weaker species of man fucking kind. And I can't stand the shit. I'm the old kind. So that's why I don't go outside, because I'll be feeling like I'm amongst the, you feel me? This face. Because what the fuck? Like, this is a list of regular shit you're supposed to do as a grown-up. Am I tweaking, y'all?
Working, there are so many different things that are put onto a plate where it's just straight overwhelm, right? And so I think that for a couple, number one, you have to understand that your relationship will never look the same. But this is why I believe, and I'm not a mother yet, but when or if that is the decision or the road that we choose to go down, then the truth is I need help. I need all hands on deck. I need a nanny. I need a night nurse. I need help. And it's not to say that they're going to raise my children, but I know women in my family that are like breaking down because they couldn't even take a bath because they couldn't leave their children, right? I know women that are eating the leftover snacks from their kids' lunch, like the crusts from the sandwiches.
Weak. I call bullshit. 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 I call bullshit. Weak. I know women who would set the baby's crib up right in front of the bathroom door and bathe themselves while the baby's in the cradle so they can make sure that they got eyes on the child while they bathe themselves and not deprive their hygiene. I know women who would make themselves a sandwich while they made a sandwich for the kid so them and the kid could have a fucking sandwich. I know women. What the fuck are you talking about? This shit ain't that hard. Gotta never put nothing on your plate that you can't handle. Gotta never put nothing on your plate that you can't handle. So if taking care of a child wasn't supposed to be a job that you could handle, you wouldn't be able to produce them motherfuckers. Come on, man. I don't be liking that shit. They be making real life sound like a chore. Just having to be a fucking adult. It's such a daunting task because life ain't a vacation. And then you wonder why these women they make this shit sound like logic. You have a bunch of people jump on the bandwagon like, oh my God, she gets it. Oh girl, she gets it. She gets it. And that's why men's supposed to be able to just take care of everything. And we supposed to be able to, get off our feet. That's what a real man to do. Man, put some skin in the fucking game. Put some skin in the game. The difference between the modern man and the modern woman is we go handle our responsibilities and then we stand up, poke our chests out like big dogs. Y'all handle y'all responsibilities and tell everybody how fucking exhausted you is from having responsibilities. We ain't trying to hear that shit.
Because they didn't have time to cook anything for themselves because all they're doing is taking care of a child. And I also think for the ladies, you have to accept help. Because sometimes we feel like, no, it's only me. This is my child. And sometimes it's not even your baby anymore. It's not even your husband's kid anymore. This is my kid. I bear this child. I gave birth to this child. I need to take care of this child. No one can take care of this child like me. Okay, I hear that, but you're losing yourself inside of the child.
All right, man. Shout out to the Truth After Dark podcast, man. That was a great reaction. Shout out to Truth After Dark podcast. Shout out to Sarah. We going into another piece of that interview for the question of the day here in a moment. But I just want to take care of the comments. Justin Davis said, I feel you. Joe Jet said 333. Salute. What up, Joe? Justin Davis said 333. What up, JD? JD also said the families that owned land and property or slaves had all of that as well. Yeah, like being alive entails having shit to do every day, especially when you're a grown adult. And then on top of that, the more shit you acquire, the more responsibility come with the shit you acquire. So like, I don't really understand the concept of like this whole like, Pleasantville, life is 50% vacation, a little bit of work. My whole world is passive income. Like, has the world, has society, has anything ever worked like that? Like, I think technology got people so accustomed to so many different conveniences and shit like that they're in a place where like everything has to be convenient. Life as a whole needs to get to a place where just everything is convenient. I put my hands under the faucet, the water just fucking run. I walk in the room, the lights cut on. I walk out the room and I'm gone for 45 seconds. They cut off by themselves. I got a smart house, a smartphone, a smart car. I barely got to drive this bitch. Nothing is manual. Your brain ain't even working no more. So then when you got 3 things to do, you're fucking exhausted. Oh my God, life. We ain't trying to shut your soft ass up. That soft ass shit up, man. Come on, man. Y'all, that shit just triggered me a little bit. I get out of that shit just, man, y'all about to make me go.
Natural born crash dummy.
I want to do it. I don't want to do it, but I might. We're going to move on. We're going to move on to the question of the day, man. But, man, shout out to the Truth After Dark one more time for the reaction. Woo. Man. Come on now, dog. We got a comment. JD said maybe her choice of home is messy and disorganized class. She didn't want kids. She would be a great childless one-child neighbor to help with the neighborhood kids. I mean, listen, she gonna get the results. She gonna get the results to her because she's not a bad looking lady. It's hard for me to tell what's really going on with her skin and how she taking care of her skin because every time I see her, she got a beat face. So it's hard for me to tell like what's really popping underneath that, like what her natural glow look like and if that's still in order or not. That matter to me. I like a woman with some good ass skin. And oftentimes women that wear makeup all the time, they regular skin start looking gray and shit. Like they pores be, I don't know, that shit don't be right. So I got to see what's to it for real. But she looked like she a good looking lady. And I know she keep herself in shape. So I'm sure she got men that's looking and trying to see what's happening. But it's just like motherfuckers get to talking to you and they let you talk long enough and you just talk yourself right off the ledge. Cause I was with her on certain things. I'm like, okay, even when she said the little slick shit, like, you know, I'm not biased either way. I'm on the side of logic. That's kind of the take that I have. But like, don't do that. Don't, because if men wanted to, we could take everything we do in a day and make that shit sound like it's unbearable, and then just woe is me. Like, come on, man. Like, knock that shit out and have some energy left, and let's move on and have, you know, do some shit today. Like, what the fuck? But yeah, man, let's move into the question of the day. So we're gonna go back to the Truth After Dark. Let me pull it up right quick though. We're gonna go back to the Truth After Dark. It's a different piece of the same interview where they ask her about her dating requirements, actually. So I want to see what she has to say about her dating requirements, and then that's gonna lead me into the question of the day. Or at least, let me put it like this. At least I believe it's going to lead me into the question of the day. I believe it is. If it goes the way I think. Hold on. Here we go. All right, chat. I'm gonna let this play all the way through where she talks about her requirements. And then we're going to get into the question of the day off of that. All right. Hold on. There we go. Let me get set up. So it's about 3.5 minutes long. It's about 3.5 minutes. Let's go.
You're a gorgeous woman. You're smart. You're successful. What are your requirements? Like if someone wanted to date you?
Yeah. So first of all, it's an us thing. That makes two of us.
Yes,
so thank you.
you.
But for me, I need what's real. And I think a lot of women get it twisted because they've heard so much on social media that he needs to make 6 figures, 6 feet tall, 6-pack, and 6 inches, right? But the reality is, how does that make you feel? Outside of physicality, that doesn't do anything for you. So for me, I know what I need personally, and I think it's important for all women to get clear on what they need. I need safety, security, respect, emotional intelligence, emotional regulation, openness, and honesty. That's what's most important to me. And I think that a lot of people, because they're looking at, you know, what can I get from this man? It's this entitlement day age. It's this prostitution era where, did you buy me the bag? Did you get me the shoes? If not, no, you don't get any play. When the truth is, and this is for the men at home that are listening, if a woman wants you to spend all your money on her up front, she don't like you. Because no woman that likes you is ever going to, like, we are almost like, whoa, hold up, babe. You don't got to do it.
Facts, though. That's definitely major facts. If a woman wants you, she asking you to, you know, come with all these amenities in the door in order to be dealing with her, she ain't rocking with you. But let's go back to her basic requirements real quick.
So for me, I know what I need personally, and I think it's important for all women to get clear on what they need. I need safety, security, respect, emotional intelligence, emotional regulation, openness, and honesty. That's what's most important to me. And I think that a lot of people, because they're looking at, you know, what can I get from this man? It's this entitlement day age. It's this prostitution era where, did you buy me the bag? Did you get me the shoes? If not, no, you don't get any play. When the truth is, and this is for the men at home that are listening, if a woman wants you to spend all your money on her up front, she don't like you. Because no woman that likes you is ever going to, like, we are almost like, whoa, hold up, babe. You don't got to do all of that when we really like you. And then also women, you should be looking at a man a little bit crazy if all he wants to do is give you money up front, because now there's an expectation here. He wants a return on his investment. Ooh. So we just got to be real.
Well, that's fair, right? Fair exchange isn't a robbery. I mean, if there's no return on the investment, then you have the finesser and the finessed, right? So yeah, it's fair for a man to, require something in lieu of his spendings. Yeah, I think so.
About what it is and what we're signing up for.
Yeah, and that's what I think about this new generation, because when I see about all these cases and stuff going on, like, this is the thing, because this is the thing where we got to realize you can't enter something based on your money.
Facts.
Like, this is the thing, because guys, like, is getting richer than ever. When girls is making money, and they start off like, hey, boom, 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 and then you got to keep that up.
Men lead with their wallet, and they're mad that they caught a whore.
Oh,
sorry, it happens all the time.
Nah, it's
You paying for this woman, it's clear, and then you're upset because you're like, oh my God, she's a hoe. Well, that's what you did. You led with your wallet, and now that's who you
because
have.
you caught feelings.
Yeah, you caught feelings.
You met a girl because you on the road, you flew her somewhere, didn't get to know her, it was fun, and then it just turned into like what you thought was gonna be love turned into a scandal.
It's a scam. It's scamming. There's dating scammers out here. There's a lot of women that don't even eat.
Okay, so before we don't even need to go through the last minute of that to get into the question of the day fully. So let's go back to her requirements that she listed, and then let's really get into the question of the day here. So I'm gonna go back to where she listed her requirements.
Age, just this prostitution era where did you buy me the bag? Did you get me the shoes? If not, no, you don't get any play. When the truth is, and this is for the men at home that are listening, if a woman doesn't do anything for you. So for me, I know what I need personally, and I think it's important for all women to get clear on what they need. I need safety, security, respect, emotional intelligence, emotional regulation, openness, and honesty. That's what
okay. Safety, security, emotional intelligence, emotional regulation, openness, and honesty. So that leads me to the question of the day. The question of the day is, why do women with reasonable requirements still end up single sometimes? Because I have a theory. So I'm going to get into this. But Joe Jet said, sounds good, but I don't trust it. Half of that list is booby traps. That's what I mean. And that's why we're going to get into the question of the day. Shout out to Joe Jet to come through with the real shit early in the game. Super early in the game. He's shooting threes from half and he's knocking them down. Nothing but net. That's what I'm saying. That's the question of the day for me. Why do women with reasonable requirements still end up single sometimes? Well, because the truth is their requirements aren't as reasonable as they're letting on. 9 times out of 10, that is the correct answer. Your requirements are not just what you're saying, because if that's the case, you would have secured someone that you like already, and he would be happy to have you. Because she's an all right looking woman. She's doing all right for herself, seemed like as her in regards to her career and things like that. So it's not like she doesn't have some level of her own pick of the litter at this point in time. She does say a lot of things that would make a man's antennas go up and say, maybe she's different from the rest. But then she says some stuff like that last take where it's just like, you just like the rest in the wrong ways. And so she seems like the, you know who she reminds me of? Like a female version of Rico Hundo. Rico Hundo from 8 at the Table. Rico does a great job of being on men's side when he needs to be on men's side, but the rest of the time he tight ropes. It's like not quite pandering, but it's right there. Like, so for females not to be all the way turned off on him, but then he'll still come back on this side and be like, he'll say some alpha shit at the very end of his rhetoric and shit. And she does that. She tight ropes. She kind of says things that leave men lingering, like, oh, she kind of get it. And then like she'd jump back on the side of like damn near feeling like, okay, are you feminist or not? You know what I'm saying? And you can't really fool me with that shit. But the whole thing is like when women be like, oh, like I'm not even looking for much. So like I know the dating market is trash because I'm not looking for much. Like I just need a person to be this, and this. And like none of it's financial. No, like her list didn't have anything financial. Her list didn't have anything physical, right? It was all like mental, emotional, intellectual. That was her whole list. That shit's super easy to find. If she's not, so the fact that she's single is evidence that that's not all to it. True or false? I'm here, y'all. And it's not just this is not just about her. She's just the person that we use to stimulate the question. But for women like that, women with such reasonable requirements, why do they still end up single sometimes? The other answer to this would be, I didn't miss your comment, JD. I didn't miss it. JD said maybe her choice. Oh, no, I already read that one. Never mind. Let me go to this one. Said classical trap. These are also used as weapons against her man. Once he is open, safety, security, respect, emotional regulation, honesty. How can those be how can they be used as weapons against the man, though? Further elaborate on that. How can those be used as weapons against the man? But yeah, my response to this would be because either A, the requirements aren't as reasonable as the woman is letting on, or B, the woman is grossly unattractive. That could cancel out a lot of shit. Just like a dude being harshly unattractive but rich could cancel out the fact that he, you know what I'm saying, petrified, you know, horrible to look at. You know what I mean? He could cancel out a lot of shit just by coming with that bag. You know what I mean? It is what it is. It's enough superficial girls in this world for a rich man to always have one or two. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. So, but for people that's looking for something that's real, and the women that be saying that they just looking for something that's real too, but they don't have the results, I think it's because they cap. I'm gonna be real with you. I hate the episodes where the question or the reaction make me come off this way, but I'm always gonna be honest. Like, I just think that shit cap. I think that your requirements, I think you're giving us the shit on your list of requirements that sound good to say out loud to make you look a certain way. But then when a dude gets to dealing with you for real, he see you on that same bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because when beautiful women with reasonable requirements be just floating in the market, it's just like a house that's got great square footage from the pictures on the website, look movie and ready, yard already fenced in. It's a short sale, price low, but it's been on the market for 5 months. It's like, nah, G, something wrong, G. And then you go and see the house in person and you realize that motherfucker need a whole roof. The whole roof. Yeah. And you got to figure out if you trying to drop that bag. And the basement got flooded out. So they got some mildew. So now you realize, damn, I thought this house was a stain, but I had to put an extra 100 bands in it in the dough. You feel me? Like, it be shit like that. It's like a bait and switch type thing. JD said she can use them as weapons or they are booby traps because now she can throw them back in his face and see him as less than a man, just like crying in front of your woman. Oh, you saying like if a woman has a man, because her requirement is for a man to be emotionally regulated, open and honest and all that shit. Yeah, man, y'all. Hey, listen, I keep trying to help y'all, fellas. You know what I mean? I keep trying to help y'all. Stop opening up to y'all women so much. That shit is not gonna benefit you in the end. Like, that shit be sounding good when they like, you know, I need you to be more vulnerable with me so I could feel, man, listen, don't go for it, man. Be stoic. The greatest leaders were stoic. Look, do your own research. Find me a leader that was just super like emotionally erratic and all, even in sports today. Greg Popovich, hella championships. Do you see him behaving like Bobby Knight, throwing chairs and shit? Every now and again, he get out of character, but dude, stoic, stone cold, straight face. Whether they up 30, down 30, straight face, all about business. Phil Jackson. The greatest leaders are stoic, man. You know what I mean? So y'all can buy the bullshit when your woman be like, oh, you know, I need you to like open up to me and it's okay. You could cry in front of me and man, don't do it, shorty. I'm telling you, don't do it. But yeah, that's my response on the question of the day, man. Let's move off of that. Now we got a story time. You know what it is. This chick said the time she got caught up so bad. So we got to head over into the wonderful world of TikTok. And we got to see how shorty got caught up. She said she got caught up so bad. So we're going to see just how bad it was. I think this video kind of short too. So she finna get straight to the point. So let's roll.
Post a story, but it wouldn't let me post it because I guess I was saying like wrong stuff. But let me tell y'all how I got caught the F up. Okay, so this was back in the day. If you know, you know. I was in a toxic relationship. Like, it was so toxic, but y'all know. I was y'all goals. So on this day, the nigga was so mad. Like, he always used to be, like, just so mad for no reason. So I'm like, what can I do to make him happy? So I remembered that he used to every day, right? So I'm like, I'm finna get him some. So the only person I know that sell that was my ex.
Come on, shorty. Come on, shorty. See, we come to these story times, y'all, and we try to listen to these stories, hoping that we get the truth and a real good story, but they just be BSing all through the story. I'm hearing the holes in the story already, y'all. So listen, look at her nails. Look at her hair. Y'all telling me she only know one person that sell the recreational yeah? She only know one person that sell the recreational yeah. And man, if you buy that, I got a motherfucker named Carlton with a bridge for sale in New York for you.
Like, I'm finna give him some. So I was at my job at the time, and I text my ex like, "Oh, can I get a 3.5?" So he hit me up like, "Yeah, he gonna pull up." So he pulled up, and I told him what it was for because it was nothing like that. Like, we was close, we was cool. So when I tell him what it's for, he's like, "Oh nah, baby, you gonna have to cash out me or something. Like, you gonna have to pay for this." And I'm like, "Dang, okay, that's cool though." So y'all,
Nah, so the only person she knew she could get some yeah from without paying for it was her ex. But then when she told him what it was for, he like, "Nah, I can't get to you for nothing." You know what I'm saying? If it's for your new dude, I ain't doing that. I ain't no goofy shorty. You gonna have to run me my bread. See, now the truth coming out. I told you just gotta let them talk. Let's go.
And I'm so P and I'm so smart. I used to do lashes at one time, so I still had my Cash App for lashes. So I logged out of my real Cash App that I use now, and I went into that Cash App to pay him. And I put in the caption like, "This should have been free," and that's just me flirting and shit. Cause this should have been free. Like, nigga, we still.
That's cheating. That's cheating. That's cheating. Let's go.
Fuck. So boom, I got it. I go home. I give it to him. He's so happy, y'all. And I went to the smoke shop and got like lighters and everything to have a good session. Like, I'm just being a good girlfriend, I thought. So y'all, this was a real time.
Hey guys, I hope you're listening. Ladies, I hope you see what members of your sisterhood are out here doing and putting these men through this trauma. Hope you ladies are watching. Even if you're not this type, they exist. So when you hear us talk about them, don't be jumping in talking about, "But I'm not like that, but she is." Shit, man. You thought you was doing good by your boyfriend by calling your ex to try to finesse some smoke for the free, couldn't get it for the free, paid for it, flirted with him while you paid for it, and then, never mind, come on.
Relationship, so he get the, and he thinking. So he look at me and he say, "Who you get it from?" So me, I think of a lot quick. I say, "Oh, my valet man sell it." He like, "Oh, okay. This one."
You ain't doing nothing wrong. What you got to lie for? If you ain't doing nothing wrong, what you got to lie for? You thought you was doing good. You just told us. You just lied and told us that you thought you was being a good girlfriend. We know you know that's a lie because when he asked you where you got your gift for him from, you had to lie about who you got it from. So we know that you ain't been being no good girlfriend. So you lied to us. You lying to him. You're just a liar.
Good. This some good stuff or whatever. So yeah, I done got away with it. I'm thinking everything good, y'all. He was happy. I'm just like, yes, or whatever. So boom, days go by, and he asked to see my phone so he can use my Cash App, y'all. I told y'all it was a toxic relationship. I keep saying this because it's like, you gotta pass your phone fast or we gonna get the fine. Because
she not gonna put her seatbelt on. She gonna let her seatbelt bang through the whole video. She just not gonna put her seatbelt on, y'all. This the hood shit out here walking around, y'all. Guarantee you can catch her at a Sexy Red concert, Meg Thee Stallion, Be It Lotto, all that shit. Yup. Glorrillas. Yup. She'll be there. Her and a whole bunch of carbon copies of this shit right here. And you can get played for you know, little to nothing.
What you hide your phone for real? So I just passed my phone because it was in. I ain't doing nothing wrong, huh? Get the Cash App. Y'all, he go in the motherfucking Cash App. It's a new Cash App he ain't never seen before. He like, hold on. So then he started looking at the Cash Apps and he sees something to a name he never seen. And it say, "This should have been free." So y'all, my heart dropped to my motherfucking ass. Like for part 2, y'all, because it was crazy.
Let me see if she dropped part 2 right quick, y'all. I got y'all. Don't trip. Let me see it. Let me see if she dropped that shit. Come on. Ain't nothing to it. Hold on. Ain't nothing to it. We're going to see if it's a part 2. I think so.
Lost track of time, but we had a ball. Okay, but for real. So.
All right. Yep. I think this the part 2, y'all. Let's get popping.
So he like, "Who is this?" And I'm like, that's the valet man. I had to cash app him. He like, so why'd you cash app him from a different cash app? And I'm just sitting there looking dumb as fuck, y'all. Like when the lies just not working, like I don't be knowing what to do. Like I just be sitting there looking dumb. So y'all, he started going through my phone. He started going through my text messages, and it's a number. It's me asking for the. So he typed in that number on Cash App, and the same Cash App pop up. So he like, who is this? Who is this? Stop playing with me. Y'all, why the fuck he called the number and my ex pick up? So he holding the phone like this to my face. And I'm just looking at the camera like, my ex started laughing like, you just got caught up. Y'all, why they get to arguing? My ex like, it's okay, you can come home, you can come back home. He like, nigga, she ain't coming home. She ain't coming home. I'm just looking at them like, y'all, I was so fucking embarrassed. And just like, why did I lie? But I just knew I was dead and wrong.
Yeah.
Would y'all have broke up with me because I feel like I
Yes.
was trying to do a right thing?
No,
like,
you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't feel like you was trying to do the right thing. You just told. Why you double talk? I don't like when they double talk. She just said, why I lie? Well, because I knew I was dead and wrong. But I thought I was doing the right thing. How you come on, G. This shit lowering my IQ. That's it, Trap. That's it. We got comments, G. Come on, man. Joe Jack dying laughing. Joe Jack still dying laughing. He said, man, she dangerous. Come on, man. He talking about this funny, but yeah, come on, dog. This shit crazy. They out here, man. Hey, fellas, you stay in the field long enough, you gonna catch a pop fly. That's a pop fly right there. But it do remind me of a time where one of my exes, new dude, called my phone. Give y'all a quick story time of my own real quick. He had called my phone like, because we had still talk from time to time on the phone and shit. I guess we had talked on some late night shit, like for a little minute. He must have been checking her call log. So I get a call like in the morning. So I pick up like, hello, you feel me? It's dude though. He like, hello? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, who is this? He was like, who is this? I said, you called me. He was like, yeah, why you on the phone at 10 o'clock at night with my girl? I said, ask your girl. I was just like the other dude. Ask your girl. Boy. He was like, yeah, you real cocky, cuz you real cocky. All right, I'm going to see you. I said, okay. Seen his ass a week later at the bowling alley at the Brunswick zone. Soon as I seen his ass, I was with Big Sco. Big Sco is my witness. I seen his ass. I snatched my shirt off. I'm in the bowling alley and the wife beater bowling in case he's going to be up in this hoe. On my mama, I see him. He try to get my attention. I walk over there. He trying to make peace. Hey, man. Look, he seen me come up out there. He seen me come up out this. You feel me? He seen Schwarzenegger come out. Yeah, he seen me come up out this. You feel me? Yeah. Hey, on the phone, you ain't got no height. You ain't got no weight. You ain't got no, on the phone, it ain't, in person, it's 6'2". At that time, about 215. Yeah. Now it's 190 lean, but back then it was about 6'2", 215 on the house. Yeah. He seen all that pressure. Hey, man, his ass wanted to get peaceful. Hey, man, listen, man, I feel like we just got off on the wrong foot. It was a misunderstanding. Yeah, I know. You misunderstood the fuck out of me. Yeah. He said, hey, my brother. Yeah. Hey, brother. Yeah. When you see a nigga bowling in a beater, tatted underneath that motherfucker, too. Hey, look. I took my shirt off. I thought I was stone cold. I came up out that hole with one hand. I took the shirt off with one hand. Get off me. Yeah. Oh, it's that then. I guess we finna catch a misdemeanor in this bitch. Yeah. But yeah, man, that's the story time for the day, man. Let me stop playing with y'all, man. All right, y'all. We approaching the hour, so we're going to get into this code language conversation. Code language conversation for the day is comes with the game. So this one ain't going to have no book definition, right? But I think we all understand the colloquialistic phrase comes with the game, if you culture it like that. And I think a lot of times when we get in certain situations in life, that we could look at as negative situations, hard times, walls, hurdles, things like that. Sometimes we have to remember what we asking for out of life, remember what we praying for, you know what I'm saying? Remember what we working towards, and understand that achieving greatness on any level, in any field, at any capacity is going to come with trials and tribulations, and probably more losses than wins, right? The wins are ultimately more rewarding and overcompensate for all the losses that we have to take on the way, right? But the win is what we ultimately seeking. But it's going to be a lot of no's, a lot more no's than yeses. So a lot of times when we feel resentment towards people, when we want support from our business we trying to start up, or a lot of times when we get passed on for that promotion for somebody else on the team and we thought we outworked them this quarter, or a lot of times when we feel, man, you got to understand this shit come with the game. It come with the game. And then a lot of times when you put that dog work in and you are being rewarded, you still going to receive the jealousy. You still going to receive the envy. You still going to receive the people that look at you that don't know the extra work that you put in to give yourself an advantage over them. They don't know nothing about that. They still going to look at you like you should have been them. And you got to know that shit come with the game too. So you never forget what comes with the game. And when you do that, it make it a lot easy. It makes it a lot easier to be grateful, and it makes it a lot easier to be gracious. Because a lot of times when you start to climb the mountain and you start to ascend and you start to take them big steps and your shoes start having more of an imprint on the concrete every time you walk, right? When you become him in the eyes of the masses, you got to remember that you was once the person that was at the base of the mountain, and you got to keep that in the front of your mind. So when you deal with people, when you talk to people, when you speak to people, understand you could be talking to the next one of you. Don't doubt nobody. Don't look down on nobody, and just understand what come with the game and give that game out. Let them know, hey, don't do this. Don't feel like that. That shit come with the territory. You ask for this. Much is required when much is given. You feel me? So I wanted to just bring this one to the forefront. I don't feel like this a code language that we got to stay on long. You know, just understand what you praying for, understand what you working for, understand what you asking for, and just know on the road to greatness, it's a lot of shit that come with the game. I got to do some running around, so I can't do chat Q&A today, but y'all know I need y'all to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, share the channel around, let people know what's going on. And if you don't do nothing else, do this for me. Stick to the codes. Another classic, man.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Weathered the winters when left in the cold.